This weekend is Independence Day, but with a global pandemic and national protest, we have the time and the responsibility to think about what are we really celebrating. July 4th wasn't the day the Declaration of Independence was introduced. It also wasn't the day that it was signed. In fact, by July 4th, we had already been fighting the British for over a year. We didn't even recognize July 4th as a national holiday until 1870, almost 100 years later. So how did we get here? To the cookouts and the fireworks and the red, white, and blue? The answer is a different British occupation, the War of 1812. We nicknamed that war the Second War of Independence because it reminded us of who we were. We were more than a country. We were a permanent revolution. We were a commitment to an idea, a commitment to freedom. But fast forward to 2020, and it looks like we don't know that anymore. And there's really no wonder why. We're dealing with the hypocrisy of 1776 when the very men who were writing "all men are created equal" enslaved and tortured Americans. We're dealing with the hypocrisy of 1812 when Native Americans actually fought against us because we had become their enemy. Because we fought for freedom, but we never meant theirs. American freedom comes down to three things: national, political, and individual freedom. Now, some countries sacrifice one to get the other, but the whole American idea was to prioritize them all. But how can we have national freedom when we tell Americans to go home, when we take away their right to this identity? How can we have political freedom when we are actively suppressing the right of Americans to vote, when 6 million Black Americans still don't have the right to vote? And how can we have individual freedom when Black Americans are killed for walking down the street, for going for a run, for existing? The way we are living right now is un-American, because this country was never about one place. It was never about one people. It wasn't even about one way of life. This country was about change, about being brave enough to believe in something better, about being committed to liberty, equality, and freedom. That is why we celebrate this day. That's why the day that 56 Americans decided that freedom was worth fighting for matters. So this Independence Day, ask yourself, are you celebrating where we are, or are you becoming a part of the revolution that started in 1776 and never truly ended?